Thank you, Sam. Now I'd like to talk about my favorite subject, myself. Let's see. Thank you. Tervetuloa juhlaväki. Dear family, friends, honorable guests, and my fellow graduating class of 2009, and anyone else who has as bad of a hangover as I have. I hate to disappoint you, but I really did not have enough time to prepare this speech that I was going to tell you. And since I can't really say everything I wanted to say on my graduation day because these 4 years went by so fast. So that didn't give me enough time to prepare. But however, I'll do my best to say a couple of words. Mainly about myself, and maybe I'll say something about you too. So I'll tell you a little story. My little sister, who's here somewhere, by the way, she called me up a couple of weeks ago asking for some help with her homework assignment, and she needed to come up with a possible explanation for a study that concluded that American academic researchers had significantly less fear of the future than the general American consumers. So I asked my sister's opinion. What did she think was the reason that the researchers were so much less afraid of the future? And she said, with her quiet and shy voice, would it be because the researchers are less afraid because they know more? That just can't be the case, of course. See, my opinion was that the reason why the American researchers were less afraid of the future was because they had jobs, probably benefits, and maybe even healthcare. So, most fears about the future circle around worry over change. This graduating class of 2009 has witnessed a great number of changes during the past 4 years, both at COA and in the rest of the world. I lived my first year in Riles. It used to be a little bit of it reminded a little bit of a house. Used to stand there where there's this beautiful, amazing building now. But I was thinking that not all changes are that bad. See, I was thinking about the mice, the kind of shaky structure of that building, and the special way that you always had to open and close all the doors before you cooked food so that the fire department wouldn't show up. So all change is not bad. So now reflecting back on my conversation with my sister, I have to admit that I think my sister got it right, after all. This is not my style to actually admit this usually, but I think my sister was right. People who know more are less afraid of the future. And she made me think about what first brought me to COA, and what made me travel longer distance than the circumsphere of the Earth, and what made me swim in the freezing cold ocean all the way to Bar Island. Not back, though. My strategy in life so far has been to locate and conquer all my fears. I can depend on nobody the way I can depend on myself. Being educated, learning, and being competent in what I do empowers me against my doubts about the future. Now that I can explain the physics behind lift, I can fly in an airplane a little bit more comfortably. Today, I stand here in front of you as the first person in my family ever to attend and graduate college. Thank you. My mother, who never went to high school, still asks me sometimes, why do you go to college? Do you think it will make you somehow better than the rest of the family? But I don't mind. Unfortunately, I read much regret and bitterness from her voice then. Because for me personally, being educated has meant most of all a route of escape from generations-long cycle of abuse in our family, and that cycle that my mother in herself has not been able to break yet. For me, education is the most of all the source of confidence I need to leave unpleasant circumstances behind and have the courage to always maintain my own dignity. Excuse me. I came to COA because I wanted to know everything. Somewhere in the end of my second year, though, I realized that's not gonna happen. Yet, that's when the most important learning experience in this college really began for me. That was when I realized that COA had introduced me to a completely new way of dealing with the fear of unknown, a way that I had never known in my life. Have faith, trust, believe that everything's gonna be fine. Past the noble academic commitments of this college, COA warmly welcomed me to a community that has much faith in its members, and that taught me unexpected things. When knowledge fails you, you stand on uncertain ground, but you can still succeed by believing. COA debates much about what human ecology is and what our common values are, if we have any, but I believe that we do at least have one. We trust people, and we give them a chance. Whether this has been in form of unwavering support from my fellow students, the COA staff or professors, or just all the extensions of their extensions that I've been able to get. Thank you. Now I challenge for myself and for the whole class of 2009 that our commitment to lifelong learning will be more than just the pursuit of academic excellence. I challenge us not to be afraid of change by knowing all we can and by trusting that good things will happen even when we personally cannot ensure them. Today, I stand here as part of the graduating class of 2009, a little afraid, but with both faith and knowledge to face the change that future brings along. College of the Atlantic, you have been worth my trust.